For those of you that don't know me, my name is Jim Holloway. I've been a lawyer for 26 years in the state of Florida. I have a very diverse background in the law. I was a litigator for many years, but I've always done real estate work. My father was a builder and owned a roof truss manufacturing plant in Gainesville, Florida, where I grew up. So yes, I attended the University of Florida undergrad. I spent 7 years building houses after undergrad and then went to law school at the University of Florida. And we're going to talk about the as-is contract today. I think the as-is contract is probably 95%, if not more, of our market. There are two FAR/BAR contracts, the as-is, and there's a contract for sale and purchase. A lot of brokers think that the contract for sale and purchase can really hold a buyer's feet to the fire. What I've come to believe is that if a buyer doesn't want to buy your house, they're probably not going to buy your house, and you'll just end up with an earnest money deposit dispute. So I prefer the as-is contract. And frankly, I think most agents and brokers really don't understand just how complicated and confusing the sale and purchase contract is. So let's jump into the as-is contract, and we're going to start on line number 1, the seller. We'll get the seller's names from the prior deed, so I'm not worried about the seller's names, but I do think there are two things that every realtor should take to their listing appointment. Number 1, the last deed of record. You can find the last deed of record at the property appraiser site. If you just type in the address of the property, you can pull it up, scroll down to the sales history, and it will give you the last deed of record. The reason you want the last deed of record is you want to make sure that the person you're talking to about listing this property for sale actually owns the property. Not that I think I'm going to try to sell Chris LaChance's house, although I probably would, because I'm sure Chris has a beautiful home. But Mama died, and my sister and I are Mama's only children, and we want to sell Mama's house, except the house is in Mama's name alone. So we're going to have to do something called probate. Probate is the court's administration of the decedent's estate, and it's going to take some time. They're going to have to publish notice of the estate. You're going to have to hire a lawyer, number 1. Number 2, and we have lawyers that we can refer you to that give our folks a really good deal because we refer a whole lot of people to them. Then that lawyer is going to have to open the estate. They're going to have to publish notice of the estate to give creditors an opportunity to come forward and file a claim in the estate. If they're doing a determination of homestead, they can file an objection of the homestead. You're going to have to wait about 90 days for that process to happen. After that, the lawyer has to prepare the orders, and the judge has to sign them. So you're probably looking at 4 to 5 months dealing with the probate. The other thing I think every agent needs to take to their listing appointment is the property appraiser's information regarding the subject property. Because if you're walking around a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom home and the property appraiser shows it as a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home, then chances are you have unpermitted construction. And you want to deal with that at the front end rather than later on. In fact, we had for years a really great engineer, Barrow Engineering, and they would help with unpermitted construction. However, they no longer work with unpermitted construction, and unfortunately, we don't have an engineer to refer you to. So make sure that you don't have unpermitted construction. The buyers. You've been living down the street from Bill and Peggy Jones for the last 15 years, and Bill and Peggy's kids are grown. They've flown the coop, which will probably never happen in my life, but they've decided to downsize, and you're helping them find a new home. You find a home and you start a contract and you put the buyers as Bill and Peggy Jones, except their real names are William A. Jones and Margaret B. Jones. So look at your buyer's driver's license, passport, whatever identification they're going to use at closing to make sure you get their names correctly on the contract. Sometimes people with the same last name aren't married. So you can really help us out by giving us a clue how they want to take title. My sister's name is Cynthia Holloway. She's been married to Todd Alley for over 30 years. She didn't take his last name because she's a real witch. Sometimes I use another word. This is really hard to do in a very sterile environment. I apologize. I get no feedback. But as Cindy was going to
Jim, you got a lot of people kind of, I see smiles and laughs, so they're there with you in spirit. So
okay.
You know, just,
well, that's all
know,
I can.
So. I need the fake laugh machine, and I could just like play those on cue. So that's what I need.
But Cindy and I own a condo together over in Crescent Beach, and we're not married. So we hold title as tenants in common. When she finds out I've been speaking so badly of her, she's going to kill me. And my undivided 1/2 interest is going to vest in my wife and ultimately my kids. Same for her. One day she's really going to tick me off, and I'm probably going to kill her. Actually, my sister Cindy and I speak to each other every day. We didn't speak to each other Sunday, and she called me yesterday to make sure I didn't have COVID. It's freakish. We get it. We've been best buddies since August 5th, 1960, the day I was born. But we hold title as tenants in common. Another way to hold title is joint tenants with rights of survivorship. If one of you die, title vests in the survivor immediately as a matter of law, and there's no need for probate. Third way to take title is tenancy in the entireties, husband and wife. It's a special title vesting reserved solely for legally married couples, and it has the survivorship feature that joint tenants with rights of survivorship has, but it also has a judgment protection feature that joint tenants with rights of survivorship does not have. If one or the other spouse were to get a judgment against them, it will not attach to the property, even non-homestead property. So married couples, generally speaking, want to take title as husband and wife. If you're not comfortable explaining title vesting to your client, my phone number is 813-431-0375. Feel free to call me. I'm happy to explain title vesting to your client.